Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we ended up getting some new patch notes within Warzone and Modern Warfare 3, including new updates to some weapons, some gameplay updates. Weren't really expecting anything significant, but here we are. We've got new updates now live across the board. Keep in mind, this should just be like a standard routine, like little hotfix update. So whenever you go to jump onto the game next, you'll get met with the whole update requires restart. You cycle through that, you should be good to go. There's no like major download or anything associated with any of these changes here today. But initially on the multiplayer side of things, we've got our Tuesday, June 11th patch notes. So plenty of bug fixes here under UI and UX. Deselecting a conversion kit in the gunsmith will no longer result in weapons with unintended statistics or visual properties. So just making sure everything is fully accurate there when you are going through and either selecting or deselecting conversion kits and the stats that change with them respectively. Fix an issue causing players to be kicked back to the main menu while viewing the event camos. Definitely a very obnoxious one if you're trying to go through and select these, then you constantly get booted out. You have to go back in, try and quickly select it, get booted back out. Nice little QOL update there. After action reports will now display the total number of DNA samples collected rather than tier requirements, so just more transparency there, easier to see what you actually accomplished in any given match. Improved performance of navigating custom loadouts in the gunsmith. Hovering the critical countdown mastery reward will no longer kick the player back to the main menu either. Now for modes, infected gets a lot of updates here. Survivors can now earn the DNA bomb upon a 25 kill streak. So if you're just going crazy as a survivor in a match, you get a 25 gun streak, you'll get a DNA bomb. One of my favorite things back in like MW3 back in the day was playing infected, going for Moabs in that. Added 6 new survivor loadouts that are randomly chosen in each match. So one with the Haymaker and the Core 45, one with the Lockwood 680 and the Core 45, one with the Wasp Swarm and the Gutter Knife, one with the FR 556 and the Tier, one with the Cat and the Renetti, and then one with the Riot Shield and the Tier. That one's going to be chaos to run up against as an infected player. Some weapon updates on the multiplayer side of things. We'll have to see if these translate over to Warzone. But on the Sidewinder, the Jack Thunder LMG kit, they reverted an unintentional removal of the ramping rate of fire property. So with season 4, it got accidentally adjusted where the fire rate was just a constant 600 RPM. There wasn't that like it starts slow and then just goes crazy like sort of ramp up there. So they have gone through and reverted that. They also increased the initial fire rate up a ton, 375 to 555. So that's actually going to help out with the TTK of this thing in general. They did, however, decrease the ramped rate of fire from 857 to 780. So actually maybe that does balance out the TTK and keeps it somewhat similar to where it was before. Decrease the shots required to reach the ramped rate of fire from 15 to 9, so that actually is helping out again. They also increase the delay before the ramped rate of fire begins to decay from 250 to 350. So they've kind of reworked entirely how the Jack Thunder kit is going to work. I imagine this will transfer to Warzone, but we'll see in just a moment. Also on the AMR9, the Atlas conversion kit, they fixed an issue causing more damage than intended to be dealt when bullets hit near the helmet area of the operator's head. I think it was True Game Data that actually discovered this the other day, where and I think Ace also made a video on it as well, where the AMR9 burst was just going crazy for some reason. For shotguns, on the broadside, the Jack Jawbreaker, they fixed an issue preventing muzzle attachments from being equipped, so you can fully customize that now correctly. On the KAR98K, they removed the Scarlet Box laser attachment. This was actually giving you a 100% accurate hip fire if you were standing completely still. It was definitely a busted mechanic, a ton of fun to run around with. Not super practical, but very fun and very satisfying to get kills with. Also, no stock will no longer cause optics to become obstructed. That's a huge upgrade there, and you can actually use no stock with whatever scope you want to use now. On the EMD grenade and mine, decrease the tracker ping delay and then also decrease the tracker ping radius a little bit. Due to the decreased ping radius, operators who are behind cover are no longer pinged by a teammate with an active tracker device, so just balancing that out some. For kill streaks, they fixed an issue preventing stat collection for the combat record with the IMS. Then on the Swarm, they fixed an issue causing drones to not patrol the play space on emergency in Tokyo. And while the streaks earn streaks modifier is active, Swarm kills now contribute towards that next kill streak. So that means the Swarm is going to be really, really valuable there. Also in zombies, they decreased the week 2 kills without being hit challenge from 200 to 20. So that's quite the decrease there. Now let's jump over to the Warzone patch notes. So as we dive into all the Warzone changes here, quick reminder, if you are new to the channel, every single day, I got you guys covered with all the need to know info for Call of Duty, whether it's Warzone patch notes, meta breakdowns, BO6 news, whatever the case is, you'll find it here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, join us on the road to 1 million. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. It is always really appreciated. But as far as Tuesday, June 11th goes here, the Gulag, they removed thermobaric grenades from the Gulag. They've obviously already removed thermobarics from like standard loadouts while they balance them out. Now you'll never end up running into them in the Gulag. I think that's mainly a change for World Series of Warzone because they're banned there, but players have been getting them in the Gulag and it causes all sorts of issues. So they just have completely cleared that up. For weapon updates here, okay, so we do see the same Sidewinder updates. So they reverted the ramping fire rate issue there. They increased that initial rate of fire, but they decreased the ramped up rate of fire. They decreased the shots required to reach that rate of fire, and then they also increased the delay. So Jack Thunder gets completely reworked. I still think the base Sidewinder, as weird as it sounds, is a more competitive weapon, whether you're using it in full auto or semi-auto. It has one of the best TTKs in the game, as we've talked about in previous videos. So base Sidewinder, very good. Jack Thunder kit probably still gonna be competitive enough now, just working differently from before, so just keep that in mind. For SMGs, on the AMR9, the Jack Ellis conversion kit, its headshot damage being dealt too much compared to what it should be, also fixed there. They also ended up adjusting the crossbow. I can't help but feel a little responsible for this one. The blast cap 20 bolts, aka the explosive bolts, stuck damage decreased to 110 down from 200. Inner damage decreased from 150 down to 110. Outer damage decreased to 35 down from 50. So they have adjusted that and made the explosive bolts not nearly as good as they were before. We also have a couple of bug fixes here as well. So they say they fixed an issue allowing players to use the biometric scanner multiple times to manipulate the key card they receive, so you won't be able to cheese that anymore. They fixed an issue preventing players from controlling the train on Urzikstan after it's hit by a bunker buster. Oddly specific. Fix an issue causing a weapon to be displayed with unintended stats or visual properties in the gunsmith when deselecting a conversion kit. So just like over in multiplayer, that was a global update there. Also fix an issue causing players to be kicked back to the main menu while viewing event camos. I will say, with this update, some of this was expected, like they had on the Trello board about the Thunder kit and whatnot. I'm very surprised that they nerfed the crossbow, but they didn't end up adjusting the KAR98K whatsoever, outside of obviously the fix for the scopes that we mentioned in multiplayer. That's going to be a universal fix, so that'll be applied to Warzone here as well. But kind of surprised they didn't adjust it with like its ADS speed or maybe its velo or something, because I mean, it is absolutely dominating the meta right now, and the long range meta is kind of awkward because of that. But nonetheless, all that being said, that is effectively everything that ended up changing with today's surprise update patch notes. That's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And on your way out, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to guarantee you are always in the know for Call of Duty. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.